Hey there, I hope y'all are doing good today. I sure am. Today is day 25 of the 30-day art challenge. I'm getting there, closer to the end. And it said to do something art-wise that is inspired by one of my dreams. And to be totally honest, I don't remember most of my dreams. And when I do dream, it's usually weird and wacky stuff about my family. I have 3 sisters, I have 2 sons. You know, I just have kind of wild and crazy dreams sometimes. And so there wasn't really anything from that inspired me. And then the only other thing I really dream about is doing pour paintings. I don't know about y'all, but that's kind of in my waking and sleeping hours and everything else. If I just doze off, you know, that's kind of the times where you remember your dreams, because you kind of wake up back and forth. And so that is sometimes, you know, when I remember something I'm dreaming about, and usually then it's about painting. So this is just ultimately going to be an experience on just total lavishness of color, mostly metallics. And I'm going to do a sink strainer pour, because I'm always attempting to do things like that and to make it really lovely. And I'm always drawn to the magnificence of a peacock and their beautiful colors of feathers. And so I thought, you know, I'm just going to put a rainbow of colors in these cups. Everything is mixed 1-to-1 ratio with Owatrol Easy Flow, which is a European company, and they graciously give me this to demo for you. And quite frankly, I like it better than Floetrol. There's less flugers in it. I did find a big one in this bottle today. It was, I probably have a fourth of this 2.5 liter bottle left. And this goes a pretty long way. It is more expensive than Floetrol by far. You can only get this on Owatrol's website or from Amazon. But for people that are in other countries that might not have access to Floetrol, you might be able to find Owatrol. The main thing is you want a latex-based or water-based paint conditioner that you can add to your paints. So everything is mixed 1-to-1 with that and a little bit of water. For the most part, all of this needed water because most of it is tube paint. Very quickly, I used Artist Loft Black and White Flow Acrylic. Those are these 2 here. This one is a combination of DecoArt Primary Yellow and Liquitex Basics Yellow Oxide. And I will list all of this below the video. I always post the colors if I can remember them, and I did write them down this time. So I'd always try to post it below every video where it says show more. There's always lots more information there. This is Artist Loft Metallic Orange, and this is a Folk Art Fiery Red, which is kind of a shimmery, glittery, reddish color. So I mixed some of that into the metallic orange. I wanted a really bright pop of a hot pink. This is Color Technik, which I did my previous painting yesterday, and this is Peach Red is what it's called, but it's very much a neon pink. I might throw some of this in. It's just a soft-bodied, light-bodied, metallic Lumiere by DecoArt. I have this on my Amazon link. I have multiple colors. I love this stuff. You can literally pour it almost really straight out of the bottle. It's in a liquid form that's kind of wet, and it's made to paint on all kinds of surfaces, including fabrics and stuff. But the pearlescence of the colors is already in it, and it's just beautiful. All the colors are super beautiful. So it's Lumiere by DecoArt, and that's Pearlescent Magenta. This one here is a combination of Artist Loft Old Gold and DecoArt's Emperor's Gold. This one is Creative Inspirations Metallic Copper mixed with DecoArt Copper Extreme Sheen, which their Extreme Sheen line is just gorgeous. And this it's a very deep copper penny color. So I mixed that together because this copper is so much lighter, if you can see the difference. One is reddish and one is light. So I combined the two on that. This is a combination. This one here is Arteza Pale Green. I just wanted a bright pop of green. This one has a little bit of aqua added. It's emerald green and aqua green from Artist Loft. This is Artist Loft Metallic Leaf Green. Artist Loft Metallic Cobalt Blue, which is almost a teal metallic. Extreme Sheen Sapphire by DecoArt, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous blue. And Metallic Purple by Artist Loft. So those are the colors. I'm going to be pouring on a 20 by 20 inch canvas. So I've got it ready, and there's push pins in the back to keep it off the table surface. This is butcher paper, which lasts quite a while. You can wipe it off. If your paint dries thick enough, you can peel the paint off for acrylic skins. There is a roll of this on my Amazon link. It's Jack Robertson or something, Robeson. It's a butcher paper that has a film on it. I went to a restaurant supply website, and they had butcher paper, but it didn't say that it had a film on it, and so I was afraid to order it. Because it came in 700-foot roll, which would be very heavy and very, if it didn't have the slick surface to it, I wouldn't be pleased with it. So I'm going to do a kind of a gradient and kind of a dirty pour. And then I'm going to do it through a sink strainer. But this is just going to be called something like Dreamscape. It's kind of like what I might would dream about. And I need at least 16 ounces or so, which is pretty much, I want almost a full cup of this. So I'm going to use most of the paint that I've mixed up. But not all of it, because I've got way more paint than that. So I'm not trying to really keep the layers in order. I'm letting it sink if it wants to. That's totally fine with me. I'm just real curious how this is going to turn out. Here's the one that is the light-bodied metallic, and you see as I pour it, it pours just like these, so I didn't mix anything with it. This one was kind of thick. The purple was kind of thick. So this is totally full. Are you ready? I'm excited, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that this turns out really, really beautiful. So there you can see the beauty in the cup. I think I have a little bit unbalanced table because it seems to be going that way, so I'm trying to kind of lift it back, but I want to let it take its time. I did not add any silicone to these colors. I did not necessarily want cells, but cells will pop up because that's what it does. So I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. Since I don't have any paint on the canvas ahead of time, I'm just adding just something a little bit fluid so that when the paint gets to that area, it'll have more freedom to flow. So like here it's already hit the water area because I did use water there. Some people have said they even put Floetrol on their canvas and then pour on top of the Floetrol, which you definitely could do, just because you just need a wet base basically. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tilt a little bit. Well, I'm going to go ahead and remove this in the center. You kind of never know what your center is going to look like. So now I'm just going to tilt a little bit. So I have a 12-inch canvas that I'm going to pour Okay, so the key is not to pour it on top of the other canvas. I'm just going to basically add paint to get this to move without having to tilt it too much. Just make sure I have my edges covered, but I wanted to be able to use some of this paint and I don't want to drip, so let me So this doesn't have silicone in it, so it's not going to have cells per se, but this one is kind of interesting. It's got kind of a wavy thing, and it may be a great background for something. I'm not sure. It's not going to be striking colors because once the colors pour off, they will turn to mud. So I'm going to move this. So I'm going to try to take the paint that's dripped off over here and add it over here. but I want to add a little of the blue into it. And some teal. Maybe a little touch of dark purple. And there is probably even just a slight bit of black. So I'm going to take this stick and just kind of swipe it. So what that does is it gives that corner the feel of what is happening on the surface of the canvas. And over here, I'm just going to take what's on the table and make sure it's covered there. I'm going to try to get this centered a little bit more, but I kind of want it right there because what I've envisioned in my dream state is a beautiful peacock, and so this could be the plumage of the feathers. And this blue up here is just so striking. That's the DecoArt Extreme Sheen Sapphire. It is just so shimmery. And then all this here has shimmer to it, and it's a combination of probably the copper and gold and the orangish red fiery color that was mixed with metallics and a little bit of shimmer. But what I see is once this dries, I see a peacock head right here. And this is its feathers in the background. So I'm going to leave this as is and not really stretch it any further as far as these corners go, but I do want to cover these corners. So I'm going to attempt So what I'm going to do is take this copper color to the edges, just because I think it'd be pretty to have a metallic background. The good part is I don't have white or black in this area, so it doesn't dirty up my copper with white and make it pale, and it doesn't dirty it up with black and make it dark, but I also have something else in mind to do as well. So I'm just basically just getting a good coat on, super thick. Metallics, as they can be transparent. So you really have to layer up metallics. Okay, so I got that on there. But here's where I want to just throw something in on this. I think I'm going to take what's left of the sapphire blue, add just a little bit of black to it. So it's almost like a navy. I may even put a little purple in there. And then I'm going to put a couple of drops of Spot On treadmill lubricant and stir. And I'm stirring it pretty good. And then I want this layer around the edge. I maybe could have gotten by without even putting the black in there, I don't know. So this is going to be a two-part one. This is to do this now, and then I'll come back with a later video of me embellishing this with the peacock head. Because I've been wanting to do that for quite a while. I knew that if I did a sink strainer pour that it probably would not be perfect in the middle and it wouldn't be perfectly distributed with the right colors in all the right directions. And so I thought that would be the perfect background. Just if you got half of it to look like a peacock, then you could try to at least play that up to your advantage and make a peacock from it. So I've got the dark here, and what I want to do is swipe. And I've got some screen, like window screen material. It's very lightweight. You can hardly put any pressure on it. So I'm basically just swiping outwards. But if I didn't put the silicone in the this dark color, it wouldn't produce the cells because I didn't have silicone in any of my colors. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it again back to the way it would be oriented. And I might should have just left the copper as is, but I did what I did. It is what it is. I wish this were over some, and I could probably even just swipe through this whole thing right here. But I don't know if it would mess it up or not, so I'm leery of trying that. But the next thing I want to do and I use straws because I love straws, but I'm going to use the tubing. This part's going to be covered up anyway. So I'm just trying to see if I can bring this over a little bit. And kind of up and out, but it's going to be covered, so it doesn't really matter on this part. funny how that one cell is right there, but I'm not going to touch it because most likely the head will be in this area. There's so much paint right here, it's not even funny. I'm just trying to pull a little bit off. So the one thing I could do is come back with some gold and swipe in, but I don't know. But it seems like it would be interesting. I'm just going to see here if I put a little bit, even if I can blow it. Or do I want to drag it? Yes. I think I might try that. So I'm just going to put it along the edge. Green is wiped off. Trying to drag it and not get it down to the canvas, which is what is happening. I like that better though with the gold coming in. There's some areas where you can see the canvas, so just trying to get that blended in, but I like that better. It's a little bit more striking. This is good because it's very lightweight and you can't put a lot of pressure down with it. So it works well for just putting just a hint of the color. Okay. So back around one more time. That sapphire blue is just to die for. Just a few spots where the canvas is peeking through, and I'm just dabbing in a little. I'm pleased with this. There's more to come with this. This will be a beautiful peacock when it's dried. I just can't wait to do a video and finish painting out what I have envisioned in my head. So I am going to bring the camera down to you. So here we are down at my level, and this part here will be totally covered up with a body and a face of a peacock. So let me just come in closer. Maybe I need to do it with my zoom lens and just not try to lean over the canvas. See, even that right there looks like feathers. And then it goes into the greens and the blues, and over here it's just gorgeous, gorgeous. But I'm going to show you up close from a different angle too. So here's the corners. It has the mixture of the gold and the copper and the little bit of a dark metallic. And over here we've got some of those coppery and gold cells popping through. But this side is the one where it obviously looks a little bit more like feathers, the peacock feathers, as far as colors go, not the actual design. But I don't know if you can see the metallic blue in these. There's a reflection of light pretty much any angle I go to. The blues are just gorgeous. There's the shimmer there. You can even see the purples a little bit in there. The purple didn't really, pop out much. So probably, I may even take my skewer and bring out some feathers. Okay, so I added a little bit there, but it's not going to really show one way or another. But I just extended some little areas where the might look like the tips of the feathers. So anyway, let me zoom out. Let me turn off some lights. And let me see if I can get it with okay, so this is with just the window lighting there and overhead lighting, but maybe this gives a more true feel for the actual brilliance of the colors. So I will keep you posted on this, and we'll post a future video with the rest of the peacock added in. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. And if you click on the little bell at the bottom right, it will give you notifications when I upload new videos. Please check out the links below the video that says show more on your laptop, or the down arrow on your mobile device, and there's links to Amazon and my Facebook group page, which I'd love for you to come join, and PayPal and Patreon, where I would love for you to pledge, even if it's $1 a month, just to help support me. And I do insider videos and that kind of thing for my patrons at Patreon, so I give some perks that are hopefully worth you pledging, and I would love to have you do that. So come join me and follow me on Instagram. I'm Sandra_Lett on Instagram. So just find me and we can get to know each other on a better level. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.